G'day Guru, how would you like to build a team of rock stars? Last year I worked with over 400 business owners, and one of the biggest challenges I see is that they have a challenge growing their team and effectively doing that. I have next to me Carl Schwantes, who's the owner of Xenox Diamonds, which is the number one diamond, home of dreams in this country, certainly in southeast Queensland. And we're here with our entrepreneur board, and the last, especially the last sprint, our last 4-month sprint, Carl has absolutely knocked it out of the park in a way that has transformed his business, and the results have shown as well. So Carl, good to have you on, brother. If you look at this last 4-month sprint, what is it about this last 4 months that has been so much different for you than in the last 12 or 18 months?
Well, one of the big things that we've really done in the last 4 months was really change the dynamics in the team. So what we moved away from was a typical sort of organizational chart where there was a CEO and each individual person, to more of an accountability chart where we have the visionary and an integrator, and everybody starts to step up and actually own their own roles and departments. It's been really fantastic for me. I was absolutely blown away and surprised at just how much the team has really just embraced this, and it's almost like they've all become like their own little CEOs in their own right. They're kind of stepping up. They're coming in.
So how did you do that though? Like, is that sort of like, what was the mechanism that allowed you to empower them so they felt like that?
So what we did is we created like an inner leadership team. We had somebody that was in charge of operations and deliverables.
Yep.
We had somebody that was in charge of just the sales team, and we had somebody whose job it was to integrate and make sure that everybody was being held accountable. And then ultimately my role, which was as the visionary, which is just kind of like the 50,000 foot ideas and not getting involved too much in the execution or the micromanaging, because as a probably a little bit of a control freak myself, it's something that I am inclined to do, but it doesn't give the best results.
So this is the thing though, in your team, who was the best salesperson in your team? Who sold the most in your team?
Well, we had one of our sales guys. His name's Kevin. So he's a
Okay. Who 4 months ago was the top?
That would be me.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you think, why would I want to bench my best salesperson? Now, not that you're bench because you're still out there doing different things.
Yeah.
But what was the shift for you? Because imagine you're the best person in your business to do a particular job, and you want to bring someone else in to do parts or a large part of that role. So for you, it's actually getting other salespeople in the team.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you expect that you'd have the best salesperson teach the rest of the team that? That's what you'd expect. So what did you do differently? And this here, there's most people kind of go, I get the strategy, but they're 2% off. And that 2% is the difference that makes all the difference. So what was your one little shift in that area when the sales team were doing their stuff and you could see they weren't doing something the way they could have been? What was the shift that you made on that?
It was really around the coach framework. So instead of actually going to the individual salespeople, I would coach who the lead integrator was, and then let her be accountable and measurable for achieving the result. So again, I could see what needed to be done from a 50,000 foot point of view, and it was easy to communicate that, and then coach her how to get the best out of the team. And then that guy who's the sales guy could then do that with his sales team that's underneath him. So just building out a team.
How frustrating was that for you when you could have gone on and given that person the feedback, but you had to go up the chain to one person that then had to give it to the next person, and then maybe even to the next person?
I think I did have to bite my tongue quite a lot of times. So it isn't something that came naturally to me, but it's getting easier over time. So
what makes it easier over time?
Practice,
and what else helps to make it easier over time?
I guess just being able to trust in the process and actually see the results that come from
Bingo.
it.
So when you see the results, like, actually this works.
Yeah.
And now you're building a machine that can work without you.
Yep.
I think this is super cool. I think when you look at outstanding high achievers in a particular business, they're often the one that they're trying to get in and fix everyone and help them out. Whereas if you just go upstream to create a leadership team, which is what you did, and then coach the leadership team to then coach the rest of the team. That was the big shift that we know in your numbers and the work that you're doing. That significantly increased the results and performance. So thought we'd leave that with you. If this has been helpful to you, it's probably helpful for someone else. What I'd love you to do is, who do you know right now is already doing an amazing job in their business, but is probably spinning too many hats? And this little tip could help them. I'd love you to share this with them so that they can take on the key learnings from that as well. Any other final words?
No, I guess it's all about building a rockstar team around you. And I love the puns, but the only way that you can do more is to help other people do more in their teams.
Indeed. All right, winners, catch you later. We're going to say bye and share this with someone else who's a winner who needs a little bit of help as well. Catch you guys. Bye for now.